Muli Bwanji from BA. This is the Rorschach Malawi update from the 31st of December 2024. A quick summary of what's going down in Malawi. Malawi and neighboring country Tanzania have been fighting over Lake Malawi for years now. Tanzania calls the northeastern part of Lake Malawi, which borders the two countries, Lake Nyasa, although Malawi was previously called Nyasaland during the colonial period. On Sunday the 29th, local news accused Moses Kunkuyu, Malawi's Minister of Information, of endorsing Tanzania's new map, which depicts Lake Malawi as belonging to them. In his defense, Kunkuyu said he was in Tanzania to support its internet connectivity initiatives and was tricked into posing for a picture with Nape Nnauye, in Tanzania's information minister, while holding Tanzania's new map. The Tanzanian government has since instructed all its government offices and schools to amend their curricula to depict the northeast of Lake Malawi as belonging to Tanzania. Many Malawian locals are enraged, but the government hasn't said anything yet. Next up, over 2,000 Mozambican citizens fled to Malawi on Wednesday the 25th to seek asylum from political unrest that has caused the deaths of over 200 people in Mozambique over the past 2 months. Charles Kalemba, the Commissioner for the Department of Disaster Management Affairs, said they received a report from the District Commissioner for Nchewu District in the Central Region. According to the report, the asylum seekers were entering Malawi through a river that passes through Malawi to Mozambique, and the government is currently working out the logistics. However, most of them have already found refuge in local villages in Nchewu, such as Mlolo, Tengani, and Mjj. While some locals on social media have shown compassion for the asylum seekers, some posts show that others were afraid that they might threaten security if they lived among locals with no safety measures. A move by President Lazarus Chakwera made him come off as uncaring and insensitive. On Christmas Day, on Wednesday the 25th, he pardoned 22 prisoners as part of Christmas celebrations, all of whom had served half of their sentences, were chronically ill, old, or had children with them in the prison cells. However, a local news article hinted that the prisoners' release might have been more than just a Christmas gift. On Saturday the 28th, Masawuko Wiscott, the Commissioner General of the Malawi Prison Service, said they have been facing recurrent challenges, including overcrowding of local prisons. He said this made it difficult to provide good health services, adequate food, and safe custody for the prisoners. He also added that the prison services has high hopes for 2025, as the EU has provided financial support for the construction of a new prison in Monkey Bay, a small town in the Mangochi district in the southern region. Speaking of providing health services, on Monday the 30th, the Presidential Task Force on Public Health Emergencies said the country recorded 408 measles cases this year, with no deaths. The figures are alarming because in comparison, the World Health Organization, or WHO, only recorded 173 measles cases between 2000 and 2023 in Malawi. Both the WHO and the task force did not explain why there was a surge this year, but the task force said they have been implementing several measures, such as isolating the patients and giving out vaccines in the affected districts. In our previous episode, we mentioned that there was a heat wave in Malawi that lasted for about 8 days, with temperatures reaching as high as 42 degrees Celsius or 108 degrees Fahrenheit. Luckily, starting on Friday the 27th, it rained in most parts of the central and southern regions, bringing about much needed cooler temperatures. However, the Department of Climate Change and Meteorological Services warned that there could be flash floods. Their evening weather forecast on Monday the 30th said that the rains falling until the 5th of January are being influenced by the Congo air mass, which is causing thunderstorms, strong winds, and heavy rainfall. They have since warned people to stay indoors and avoid water bodies as the weather may change suddenly. On another note, the drastic weather patterns have impacted maize yields, and prices for the commodity have been increasing as a result. However, the government have made a move that might help. On Tuesday, the 31st, the Agricultural Development and Marketing Corporation, or ADMARC, the state producer trader, opened 360 markets in the central and northern regions. ADMARC sells various grains at cheaper rates and functions as a price stabilizer for market prices. For instance, a 50-kilogram bag of maize currently costs between 45 and 70,000 kwacha, which is between $26 and $40 in local markets across the country. In contrast, Admark is selling the same bag at nearly 40,000 kwacha, which is $23. Locals who don't benefit from ADMARC might find some comfort in the funding that the EU and Unicef have given Malawi to help build resilience for people affected by climate-induced shocks. The funding, which amounts to a little bit over $2 million, is targeting 1 million people in 10 districts that were affected by El Niño weather last year. Many of these are located in the southern region, such as Blantyre, Machinga, and Cholo. According to a joint statement released on Tuesday the 31st by the Malawian government, the EU and UNICEF said that of the 1 million beneficiaries, 600,000 will be children. They will receive life-saving interventions in nutrition, health, and child protection services. The country experienced several sugar shortages in 2024, but it seems that won't be an issue next year as Salima Sugar Limited, one of Malawi's top sugar suppliers, said it had increased its processing capacity by 600 metric tons per day. This means their processing capacity has come to 1,850 metric from 1,250 tons per day. On Friday the 27th, Mwai Chawila, the sales representative for Salima Sugar, confirmed the news. She said the expansion has been done to meet the growing demand for sugar. Michael Uzi, the country's vice president and former leader of the United Transformation Movement, or UTM, was expelled from the party. In an older episode, we mentioned that the UTM Disciplinary Committee had summoned Uzi for supporting the rival and ruling Malawi Congress Party. Uzi was supposed to appear before the committee on Monday the 30th, but on Sunday the 29th, he said he wouldn't show up because the committee was elected unconstitutionally and is therefore illegal. On Monday the 30th, the committee went ahead with their meeting. They decided to expel Uzi with immediate effect and also advised him to stop identifying himself as a UTM member. In trending news, Dr. Noel Kaila, the police commissioner for the Southwest region, has banned police officers from uploading any TikTok content while dressed in uniform. He called it, quote, total nonsense, unquote, and said the police can do that in their civilian clothes. He also called upon the Professional Standards Unit to look into the matter urgently. The banning took place on Friday the 27th during a Christmas ball for the Southwest Police Region. Despite the commissioner's visible disgust at police TikTokers, he congratulated them for serving the country well. And to close this edition, some locals from Zomba City in the southern region took some huge stones to barricade Pondabuino Bridge on Saturday the 28th. They were angry that the bridge, which was built between 2020 and 2021 and only started working in 2022, had already developed huge cracks and potholes. Nicolas Muizama, the chairperson for the civil society organization in Zomba, called for the closure of the bridge and demanded its reconstruction as it poses a danger to all its users. He also demanded that the authorities responsible for the construction be held accountable for the bridge's condition. And that's it for this week. Thank you for joining us. Before leaving, we want to wish you a happy and exciting 2025. Thank you for sticking with us, sharing the podcast, and being such an amazing part of our community. We'll be here as long as you're enjoying the episodes. So if you have any thoughts, ideas, or suggestions for how we can get better, don't hesitate to reach out. Shoot us an email at info@rorschach.com. We'd love to hear from you. Pitani Bueno!